And welcome back to the Senate Committee on Government Operations meeting of Friday, March 21st, 2025. We'll do two more items today. The first will be having Bob Burke testify on H-154, the act relating to designating November as the Vermont Month of the Veteran. Do you know everybody at the table, Bob?
No.
Okay,
Some familiar faces.
we can dance around. Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Hi, I'm Rebecca White and I'm from the Windsor County District.
Tanya Biehovsky, Chittenden Central District.
Jillian, Committee Assistant.
Ryan Collmore from the Rutland District.
And Allison Parkson, Windsor District. Good to see you.
Larry Hart, Orange County.
Nice to meet you.
So we did take some testimony from Mike Marwicki, who's the sponsor of the bill.
Okay.
And also, believe it was Michael Chernick
Yeah.
who walked us through.
A bill.
Yes. But if you had anything to add, if you, and I know you testified in the House as well on this, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I am 100,000% in support of it. I think it's a great honor. Anything that Vermont can do to continue to represent and put forth recognition of its veterans. That's what I'm in the business of doing, and taking care of them, protecting their interests, and getting them the benefits that they deserve.
Did our House counterparts give you any chance to add anything to the bill, change anything, delete anything?
The simpler, the better.
Or do we agree with that? Okay,
No legalese.
Senator Clarkson.
So what impact do you think this will have on Vermont, and how many other states currently have identified?
Oh, that's a good question. I think there are several. I couldn't tell you out of how many states and territories and districts have similar bills. But I certainly think it will be well received by the veteran population.
And what impact do you think it'll have? Do you think it'll add some focus on, I mean, are you going to use it to promote veteran-owned businesses? I mean, how are you going to use it as a method to promote and shine a light on our veterans?
Sure, veteran-owned businesses, veteran-owned and grown produce, that's done through the Veteran Farmer Coalition.
So do you see your office kind of doing something to promote it as a sort of an economic engine for something?
Yeah, during that month of November, we'll also been working on, during the month of November around Veterans Day, we used to hold the Vermont medals ceremony here in the State House. The way we present the medals in person, that kind of shut down during COVID, and we're looking to get that back on the schedule.
Oh,
So
you haven't done,
we have not done it. We have not done it in person, but we're looking to bring that back into focus. So yeah, that would be perfect.
I can tell you're a veteran, you got a high and tight going on there.
Fits my head.
Yeah, I used to have it all the time in the Marine Corps.
Saves me time in the morning.
Does anyone have questions for Bob? I would entertain. Yes, Senator White.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this was a question that I support the resolution. I'm excited to have a Vermont Veterans Month. I think we heard from legal counsel that we might be the first, we're going to be the first Vermont month ever, but we may be the first month as well, which is kind of exciting in the nation. But I did have one question, and I don't think there's no changes I would make to the bill. But recently we've heard that members of the military who are transgender or non-binary are either being asked to leave the military or basically be removed over time.
Discharge.
Thank you. Thank you. And and that's exactly where I'm going, is what qualifies someone as being a veteran? Because we did have a discussion of honorably discharged, kind of being obviously you're a veteran, but in the situation that I would argue someone is inappropriately removed from the benefits of VA access. I wonder if you could just reflect on that and if you have any thoughts.
So what I have read, because those questions have been asked and are being asked, I was at PennCon a couple of weeks ago. And those questions and concerns are being asked and raised. The information that I have received and read is not a lot more than you're seeing in print and on television. The assurance were given, that those benefits would not be declined.
Okay.
That, discharges would not be, in the negative.
Okay.
Would not be dishonorable, so you have a general discharge, you have honorable, you have under honorable conditions. None of those, adversely affect the, benefits that are afforded as a veteran. What can affect is, so in 1982, federal definition of a veteran changed to, you had to have, served 24 continuous months, or the period for which you were called to active duty. Now, if they're released early from active duty, in my mind, they completed the term for which they were called to active duty.
Okay.
So a lot of Vermont Guard, Air and Army Guard, if they went on a deployment, that was the term for which they were called to active duty. So they're good, check in the box.
I was gonna let you finish, but I didn't follow.
Yeah. So I mean, that's,
I
believe
think
me, so the DoD is this big, VA is this big, right? The two biggest
Yeah.
conglomerations of the government. So a lot is happening,
Okay.
as you have well known, and a lot will continue to happen. But I keep an eye on what's going on, because a lot of it can and will downstream effect. We have a great VA medical center in White River Junction, and
Yes, we do.
base outreach center.
That's my district.
Yeah, and it has.
It's Howard.
It's our-
It has, and it has had a great reputation for a number of years. And I only hope that continues. I'm a user of the facility, and it's great. It's the services that you can walk in and get there, that it would take you a year to get out in the civil.
Oh, yeah.
Senator Beal?
Thank you. I'd love to see that federal definition. The
Yeah.
veteran, you said it was redone in 1982.
It was updated in
Updated.
1982.
Yeah, and it's not gonna stop me from voting on this today, but I would love to take a look at it. If you
Yeah.
can like send it to me in an email.
I can.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
My other question, which might be answered in that email, is if someone doesn't complete their active tour or the full 24 months due to an injury that they sustained while deployed or while on duty, would that prohibit them from being considered a veteran?
No, based on an amendment that was passed last year.
Last year.
Expanded Vermont's characterization definite, what words. But it brought it more into line with the VA's interpretation, so that, whether you were a guard, reserve, active duty member who was injured during, basic training, or, during, active duty for training, or during a drill period, and that resulted in an injury, which resulted in a VA disability rating and a discharge from service, that you qualify as a veteran status, and it's not. It's based on that. It's not based on the character of discharge, which is at the bottom of your DD 214.
Okay. So we have there's a federal definition, then we have a Vermont definition as well.
No, not really.
They're pretty much the same.
We use the federal definition, but that slightly modified it last year to make it even more confusing to these.
Okay.
Vermont does not have its own definition. So places like Massachusetts, so in Vermont, to get a veteran designation on your driver's license, or a veteran registration plate, you have to meet the federal definition. Except for that
little piece.
little piece. A lot of other states, you can get guards people, reservists can get veteran plates. because like Massachusetts has different,
Its own definition.
its own definitions. Vermont doesn't, and there's been talk, I've been here since 2014, and there's been talk about it. But nobody's ever come to agreement, and to be quite honest with you, I'm just fine with that.
I wonder if a Vermont definition helps address some of Senator
Yeah.
White's concerns with what's happening at the federal level.
But it can be confusing.
Hmm.
Right, because you're eligible for, and we're a small state, right, so a lot of veterans benefits are pretty small. It's the federal benefits where the goal is.
Hmm.
Right, the healthcare,
Mhm.
you know, the educational benefits, TRICARE.
Hmm.
Eligibility for those.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I do wonder how it impacts like the veterans home and whatnot. I mean, I think that what's interesting about this bill and the idea of having a veterans month, at least for me in our earlier conversations, was to be as inclusive as possible for veterans. Because I think the worst thing that we can do is try to be positive and proactive in affirming the benefit and value of people who are in our armed services, but then realize that we've missed a group of people who have provided a service and now suddenly are not getting the same recognition. So I think I'm happy to vote on this bill as it is, and I would want us to look into the veterans definition. I don't know where that
This one?
lives.
Well,
Because we do have,
This person is going to say.
People.
oh, even better.
Bob,
Look out for info from Bob.
What's
I
that?
was gonna say Mr. Burke, but then I realized you might have some sort of title and I might be getting that
Yeah, what
wrong.
is
Bob Burke.
I am the executive director of the Vermont Office of Veterans Affairs.
Oh, there we go.
I used to be the director, but now I'm the executive director.
I wasn't sure if you had a military title that I should be using.
No, well, I did, but then I retired, and I'm one that thinks that retires when you retire.
Thank you.
I know some folks feel
Did you work
really
with
hold to
Mr.
that,
Gray?
so.
What's that?
Did you work with Mr.
My
Gray?
folks told to be the senator for the rest.
Yeah,
of
I know.
Mr. Bears across the street.
So is there a motion to vote the bill out?
I would move that we vote,
H-147?
H 147 out favor.
154.
54.
157.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute.
I was like, what is 147? What are we voting on?
I don't know. I'll begin again. I would move that we vote H 154 out favor.
Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Okay, Senator Clarkson,
Yes.
Senator Hart, yes. Senator Wohowski,
Yes.
Senator White,
Yeah,
and Senator Collins.
Yes. I would be glad to do it, but I thought maybe Becca, because you mentioned that you're related and
oh, everybody's a veteran if you.
yeah,
Everybody has that.
it's up to you.
But she represents the VA
Yeah, I'm happy
and she
to-
lives in
Okay.
Oregon.
But Larry is also a veteran.
He's the only.
Okay.
Are you a vet?
No, I was at Middlebury at the time and I was,
Both
Yeah, you
were
and I
married
were
to
too.
her.
Yeah,
both of my parents.
and you must have had a good number.
I don't even remember what it was.
Oliver.
You spell your last name?
It's up to you. If you don't want to do it, I'll do
I
it.
don't mind doing that.
Okay.
Y.
It should be very simple.
O.
And you can get a
Yes.
section by section from Mike Chernick.
I'll
It'll
wait.
be up for floor action probably next
But
week.
Bob,
Thank
you
you.
could just send it to the whole
Yeah.
committee, that'd be great. You're just sending the veteran.
I'll send it to Jillian.
Perfect.
I'll send it to
Even better.
Jillian.
She gets it right to
Yeah.
us. But thank you. I really appreciate that. That's
Thank
my father served in the Navy and his brother served in the Naval Air Force. And then my everybody did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my dad speaks a lot about the VA
Thank you, Mr.
and
Burke.
benefits.
Oh,
It's nice to meet you.
yeah, nice to meet you.
But our veterans begin in the French and Indian War. That's where mine began.
There you go.
So I think that I think when we talk about veterans, we talk about the whole body of people who've served in the military. From,
If you're going back that far though, then
it's
you're,
not technically the American,
then
you know.
then you're talking about in-laws and outlaws.
It's true.
They didn't stop sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we ready for the other motion
Aye.
before I go to the purpose?
Yes, by all means.
I would move that we vote to confirm,
Yeah.
but to approve the confirmation of Commissioner.
Yeah.
That's the word I wanted, recommend
Recommend to the Senate.
the confirmation of Commissioner Vestigi as the Commissioner of Human Resources.
Second.
Okay,
Roll call.
Roll call. Senator Clarkson,
Yes.
Senator Hart, yes. Senator Wahowski.
Yes.
Senator White
Yes,
and Senator Collier.
Yes. And I think Senator Clarkson will be,
I would love to, I'd love to. Thank you. I'd be honored.
Bob, safe travel. It's always good
I
to
have
see
to
you.
take this.
And you, appreciate it,
This will be on the floor next
Thank you,
month, or
Bob.
next week.
Next month.
traveling all the way across the street.
Oh, all right.
I know, you live in one of the painted ladies, you work in, and it's such a nice thing.
I do, yeah, they fixed it all a few years ago.
Anything else, committee, for the week? Again, my thanks. You guys work hard and efficiently. And we pushed a few more bills out and things are good. So I hope you have a great weekend and we'll see all of you on Tuesday.